It's Thursday, September 30th, and you're tuned in to the TNIAB podcast. I'm Vince.
I'm Anthony.
And this is the Geek Chic Culture Show where we talk about all the cool things in the whole wide world. This week, slim pickings.
Which is surprising, because the only game show that mattered happened.
What are you talking about?
TGS, baby.
What are you talking about?
Still going, I guess.
What do you mean that mattered? What are you talking about?
Man, I don't know. E3's a shell of its former self. Nobody cares about Gamescom.
There's never been a year where TGS has been more important than E3.
How dare you?
There's never been a year.
How dare you say this?
There'll be one game at TGS, everyone's like, oh my god. But as a show, no.
And that one game is better than anything announced at all of E3.
No,
and
because usually that one game is just an extension from the reveal that happened at E3.
I'm going to put it into your picks.
Are you?
Yeah, I just edited your pick to add the one game that matters.
Okay, sure. We'll see.
All right.
We'll see. You know, I've been doing something this week. I've been back on the Nature is Brutal subreddit.
It's a good subreddit. It's a fantastic subreddit.
And I've seen a lot of interesting things going on. I saw someone throw a house cat jump into a den of lions and see how that
probably didn't end up great.
Well, they were friends for a bit. They were playing with each other.
And then,
but you know what happens when your one friend doesn't realize how strong they are and then rips you in half?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I saw saw this crocodiles playing with a zebra.
Playing?
Oh yeah, they were making out and then one just ripped its jaw off.
Yeah, it doesn't Nature also Instagram account recommended Nature is Metal.
So there's a lot of obviously super brutal and graphic things, but the toughest one to watch was Anthony, you know the story of the stork?
Yeah. He brings when mom and dad love each other very much, they deliver a baby through a window.
Yeah, so this big bird brings you a baby.
Yeah.
And I always wondered how that story came to be.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, the truth couldn't be further from it.
Mm-hmm.
Because when a stork has babies,
it'll
have chicks or whatnot. It raises them, it feeds them.
Yeah, of course.
But within the first few weeks of the chick's life, it takes a look down at them and say there's 4.
Mm-hmm.
It sees which one here is the weakest.
Yeah.
And then it kills it. And I watched a 20-minute video of a stork meticulously picking up one of the chicks in the bunch and trying to snap its neck for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And it wasn't very it's definitely nowhere near as graphic as
it's a humane kill.
No, it's not. No. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's not as graphic as the zebra getting its face ripped off or whatever. But it must have been the hardest thing I've watched in nature because it is just brutal.
Vince, let me tell you about eugenics, all right? Let's talk. We want to go there. Let's talk about eugenics.
No. But speaking about asshole birds, I didn't realize how much of an asshole the woodpecker was.
He's a dick. He's so loud.
So he's
got that cartoon where he's an asshole too.
So I didn't know this, but the woodpecker will go into another bird's nest, like a robin's nest, and see the chicks. And the chicks are there going oh, whatever. And the woodpecker will peck the chick's head until there's a tiny hole. Then it can slurp its brains out like boba.
Nice.
And then the chick is just dead.
Yeah.
And then the woodpecker takes off. And
I think the worst one I saw for birds, I forget what bird it was, is that there are some birds that will find a nest with eggs in it. And they will lay their own egg in that nest.
Oh, yes. And then, I don't know how this works, because you're going to say how the baby hatches first.
The baby hatches first, or the babies hatch kind of all together. But what the bird does is that it makes another bird raise its chick. And then when that chick becomes much larger, it takes all the other food from the other babies and kills off those birds.
I was going to say, that, or it. I've seen it where that bird, I don't know how the baby chick knows to do this instinctively, but it takes the other chicks and kicks them out of the nest. It throws them overboard. And it's just, imagine you woke up with that instinct.
I think the one thing that birds have that probably humans should evolve into having is that when certain birds are babies.
Yeah.
You know how they're all in a nest. You ever wonder what happens when those birds have to poop or piss or whatever?
Okay.
So when certain birds poop, their poop actually comes out in a contained sack.
Yeah.
That the mom bird can then pick up and just throw away so that the nest doesn't get dirty.
Yeah.
Babies should have that. Babies should evolve into pooping into sacks that naturally come out of their body. And then we don't have to have diapers. No nappies.
I guess I understand that. Yeah, that would be very nice.
Yeah,
to have.
that's the next level of human evolution.
It would be good.
Babies just making their own poop sacks.
Yeah. Jeez. Wow.
Yeah, you just like it's a little disposable. Just throw it over there.
Yeah. Also, I found out that animals are very much pro-choice. Why are you laughing?
Yeah,
why are you laughing?
Like I don't know what you. It's funny you say. I remember there was there was a tweet. I think it was some evolutionary scientist guy.
Yeah.
Dawkins, maybe, I don't know.
Sure.
I don't remember who the guy, but he got flamed on Twitter because he was like, animals do selective breeding all the time, and it works for them. And to think that it wouldn't work for humans is juvenile. And then everyone's like, "How dare you say this?" And like in the back of my mind, I'm like, "He's not wrong though."
Yeah, I just say that in that most herbivores, when they are pregnant, sometimes they go to their local doctor, aka
the lion,
the carnivore, and the lion's like, no problem, let me rip that baby out of you and eat it.
Yeah, and then eat you later.
Or how about I watch you have birth, and when you're done and exhausted, then I'll eat your baby.
Yeah.
Or you're the Komodo dragon, and I bite you for a bit, and you're paralyzed, and then I open up your stomach, rip the baby out, swallow it whole in front of you, and then proceed to eat the rest of you.
Damn nature, you scary.
So that was quite a video to watch.
Yeah, that nature is cool, but also absolutely brutal. And
absolutely,
it's crazy. Like you think about like the animal world in comparison to like the world we have created for ourselves, and we're like, damn, we nerfed every corner. Holy shit.
Yeah, so it's
I should be able to just snatch someone's baby and eat it, It's the way I should.
Wow.
I should just be able to go into a hospital, be like, "Gotcha, bitch," and then run away.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Anyways, that was a couple little exciting distractions I had during.
Listen, if the father can't protect from a snatch and grab, is he really going to be a good dad? Come on, come on.
I guess if that's how you want to put it. I mean, sure. Why not? Wicked. So, like you alluded to at the top of the show, Tokyo Game Show is this week.
It is. It does.
And there's been some things in Tokyo in the game of Tokyo shows.
Mm-hmm.
Not many things, but there's some things.
Yeah, Xbox had a big event, but it was like, we got Forza, and it's like, I know you got Forza, and they're like, we got Forza specs. Better own a 3080. Yeah, it's like, oh no.
Yeah. Granted, I think those specs are based around the fact that if you want to play it 4K.
Yeah, but who doesn't?
It's true.
Like everyone's got a TV.
That's the thing. Like if you're buying that car game, you better be like having a wicked.
I feel like everyone other than me has upgraded to a 4K TV at this point.
Yeah, why didn't you yet?
Huh? Because my Samsung with the composite ports still works. Duh.
The TV?
Oh, my TV is flat screen, but it has component and composite ports.
Yeah, it sounds like it's from 2009.
Yeah, it is.
Got it.
That's when I used to work at Future Shop.
Do you actually use that TV though?
Yeah.
For what?
I usually use it for retro stuff for consoles.
Oh, okay, because I'm gonna say like most of your gaming stuff isn't it set up with your PC?
Yeah, now it is. But there's like when people come over, or when they could come over.
Okay.
Then
I understand.
That stuff would happen, or I hook all my retro stuff up to it because I usually save my CRT for games that need the CRT. So like Time Crisis or rhythm games.
You should just get an OLED.
Does it have no lag like on a CRT?
Yep.
You sure? Right.
Yep.
Okay. I can't use my light guns on it though. I still can't play Time Crisis on an OLED.
No.
It's a hard pass, Vince. If I can't play Time Crisis 2, I don't know. If I can't play Duck Hunt.
They do have software hacks for that now.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Where you don't need the screen to do it. It's all done through software. I forget where I saw it, but you can do it now.
I should check that out.
It looked like a complex setup to be honest, but you can do it.
You've seen the hoops I go through to play retro games. I don't think it's that complex.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. Anyways, What are we talking about? TGS?
Yeah, TGS.
Oh, Microsoft.
Forza.
Yeah, you need to buy 4K TV. Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
I'm good. 1080p. It's all you need.
Oh, disgusting.
That's what I got on my. That's my computer screen. 1080p.
Disgusting.
1080p,
Disgusting.
baby.
Disgusting. It's gross.
That's all you need.
No, you don't.
It's full HD.
Get with the times. It's 10 years old. Full HD is over a decade old.
It's full HD.
What's
more than full?
Ultra.
No, what? These marketing terms are backwards. It's full HD. You can't get more than full, or else you're overflowing.
Yeah, you can get ultra.
Ugh, disgusting.
Ultra full.
Ultra that okay, I'll wait till ultra full HD.
Okay.
When 12K becomes a reality.
You know how like there's like wide,
yeah,
ultra wide,
yeah,
super ultra wide.
So, but the thing is that if they started off with full wide, then I'm done.
They did.
No, it's just wide.
No, they called it full screen.
Yeah,
and then they went wide screen.
Yeah, but the thing is,
and then they went super wide screen. And then
but it's not full screen because when you play those on a full screen, you get the black bars.
Which one? Full screen's 4:3.
Yeah, that's the fullest screen. That's all the screen you need. Honestly, 16:9 was a mistake.
Really?
Should have stayed in the square mode.
Whoa! Get it? I'm all for the wide.
Cathode ray tubes. That's what I'm about, baby.
You disgust me. So TGS, yeah. What else did they announce there at Microsoft?
Gungrave.
Yeah, there's a thing.
That looks sick. Gungrave has not been a video game since the PlayStation 2.
I can't believe how old that game is.
I don't know if anybody listening knows what Gungrave is.
Okay.
Unless you're old.
Yeah.
But Gungrave was an anime series that I honestly, if you wanted the story, I couldn't tell you. I don't remember what it was, but it was a cool guy who had a coffin, and then
a cool
dude who had a coffin.
Okay.
And then he also carried around 2 big guns, which you never had to reload. And
they were on his arms.
Yeah, the whole game was just shoot guys with guns, like a million bullets, and then occasionally take out your coffin to shoot a rocket at people.
Okay.
And then they announced a new Gungrave.
They did.
I am the only person hyped for this game.
Yep.
And I'm ready, baby.
You are.
I'm so ready.
It's just you. I give 0 Fs about this.
Bruh. Come on.
Yeah. So that was mostly what... I mean, Xbox had some other small announcements. They also showed off this week that they have... They're bringing Dolby Atmos to the Xbox.
Yeah, what? I thought Dolby was a sound system.
No. That's Dolby... what do they call their audio one? They don't call it Dolby Audio.
Dolby Surround.
They do that. They call it Dolby Digital.
Okay.
Atmos is their combination of visual and thing. So there's 2 video codecs or video formats that are currently being used in the space.
Mm-hmm.
One is HDR10. The other one is Dolby Vision.
Okay.
Vision is considered the better one because what HDR10 does is it takes any white spot on your screen and like hyper brights it, and then it takes everything black. But it treats everything white as a light source. So if it's a shirt that's white, it'll blow it out, and that won't be correct, right? Whereas Dolby Vision aims to make things more accurate. So if it's the sun or if it's a reflection like in water, it should be bright instead of like, oh, I have a ceramic plate on the table, like that shouldn't be glowing.
Or should it?
I mean, because like that happened in a lot of early HDR games, especially I think in Halo it was a big deal. Like your armor would just glow if you change the color to white.
Master Chief's so sick.
So, but it's cool. It's cool that Xbox is continuing to add features, and I'm over here just being like, PlayStation 5, just give me like anything.
Why would they have to? They're so far ahead.
I know.
You know how this works.
Yeah, like it's just one of those things where it's like, man, I just want to have one box in front of my screen, but because PlayStation's so limited on a lot of the streaming stuff, I still use my Apple TV for a lot of content consumption. So
you got to hook up your Xbox One again with the TV pass through.
Oh god,
hell yeah!
I don't even have that Xbox anymore.
I do.
Good for you. I got rid of mine.
That's such a cool feature.
I didn't have cable at the time.
Oh, I didn't. It's like, hey, Xbox channel 15, play SpongeBob. It was sick.
Wow. I still don't have cable. Whatever. That's a story for another day. Anyways, that was Xbox. And then they had Capcom, and Capcom had some announcements, but I think the only one I paid attention to was the Monster Hunter stream, where they finally announced Monster Hunter Rise is headed to the PC January 12th. It's with support for 4K, high-res textures, uncapped frame rates,
All right.
and optimized keyboard and mouse controls.
Yeah, who gives? If you're playing that on keyboard and mouse, I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah, I know. Like
I've seen people play Bow with keyboard and mouse on World, and I'm like, I get it. But if you're playing anything else,
yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, but when I read that, I was like, I'm just gonna read that as I can use my Xbox controller.
Yeah. Time to buy an Elite controller.
Yeah, like that's how I read it. But it's coming. Like, you know, they said they were gonna do it last year. I'm happy to see that it's coming in under a year. Like it's gonna be around 10 month marks. But yeah, I'm pretty hyped. I'm ready to double dip.
I think the biggest announcement though out of this is the fact that Sunbreak is going to be in lockstep with the console version of the expansion. So you're not going to be waiting another year for an expansion. It's just going to be there.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, it's exact same way they did World, so there you go.
And all I got to say is that you boys are lucky.
Why?
Because now I'm going to get that version and I can carry you.
What do you mean we're lucky?
So because I'll carry you through the game because I'm better than all of you at this game.
Yo, I don't want to play someone with a toxic attitude.
Hey, listen, all I know now is that the Monster Hunter community is all about speedrunning. And if you're playing fun builds, get out of my lobby. All right? If you're trying to have fun in this video game, get the fuck out of my lobby. Long swords only.
Whoa.
Put in flinch free or get fucked, nerd.
The only thing they didn't announce, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a no, is there's probably going to be no cross-play. And there will probably be no cross-save.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because I didn't finish Rise.
You suck. I just didn't get to Valve.
Because like I said, I was like, this game looks like fucking ass. I'm out.
And it still looks like ass.
What are you talking about?
On the PC? It doesn't look that much better.
Really?
Bruh. It's still some textures are nicer.
Wow.
The base game is still the same.
I'm starting to believe that your LASIK has failed you.
Bro. Maybe you need LASIK. Maybe that's the...
I'm still wearing glasses. My vision is perfect.
Maybe you could get
I
better
got my
vision.
eyes checked in this year.
I had 20/10 vision when I went.
Yeah, and now you have 2.
I don't know,
Left and right. That's what you got.
I don't know. This looks...
No, don't shut up. Don't say it looks okay.
It looks like a remaster. It doesn't look like it's a whole new game. Look at all these polys.
That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm saying I can actually see the game now.
You could see the game in the old version.
Yeah, it looked like a mosaic of colors.
Bro, were you wearing your glasses when you played it?
Absolutely. And that was me and the Switch and my face 2 inches away.
See, that's too close. That's your problem. It's too close.
You know what that game looks like?
Individual pixels.
What are those when we were kids?
What? Game Boy camera?
No, younger kids, younger people won't get this, but they were you'd put in like a disc with a image
kaleidoscope.
Sure, yeah, that's what Monster Hunter Rise looked like on the Switch.
No, it doesn't. Yeah. Get out of here.
When shit was moving at a high pace,
you trying to be hip with the kids,
the jaggies,
get out of here.
Like man, they all mixed together, made a mosaic, and you're like, whoa.
It looks good. It looks fine on the Switch.
Looks so abstract. Looks so artful, but that's not what I want.
You hate art. I forgot.
It looks like art. Japanese art.
No, but that game looks fine, and it going to PC.
Okay.
It does look better than the Switch version.
If you want to be out here being the pessimistic poo-pooer, that's fine.
Yeah.
You just don't have to play with us.
Listen, how can you blackmail me with friendship? How are you gonna do that?
Listen, you don't want to play with me?
That's fucked up. I said I want to play.
No. I don't need you bringing this attitude.
I just said that the game doesn't look that much better.
Wow.
And I don't know why we're switching to the PC. You're just wasting money. We could just continue on the Switch.
We could. But I don't want to. You can continue on the Switch.
I'll get it on both.
Wow.
I'll just play it on both.
Wow.
Because I'm a true gamer.
No.
Yeah.
You're a true addict.
That too. Isn't that like, was it they go hand in hand? What's that thing?
What, 2 sides of the same coin?
No, there's a thing for that.
What?
Where it's like when you say one thing, but it also means the other thing.
You're a hypocrite?
No. That's the opposite. You say the opposite of what I'll think about the word. It'll come to me. I'll remember.
There's a proportional correlation between two activities. What are you
No,
trying to tell me?
no. It's too math. I can't.
Okay.
I don't remember. I'll come back to it.
Well, thanks for that.
No problem.
Thanks for that. The other Monster Hunter news is this Halloween you can be Arthur.
Yeah, and you can dress up your cat as the princess.
And they snuck it in at the end that the next collaboration with Monster Hunter is going to be Sonic the Hedgehog.
Man, Sega is in dire straits, huh? They're just licensing their shit out to everybody.
Why not?
Yeah.
At this point, why not?
I heard some rumors that there's actually some like internal conflict with Capcom and Nintendo.
Really?
Because Nintendo won't give them any licensed character shit to have crossovers for Nintendo stuff.
Why would they?
Yeah, but also it's like, hey, we released this game first on your console and stuff like that. So apparently that's the rumor I heard, and it's probably not true, but the reason it's a 10-month gap instead of a year gap is because of the friction between the two companies.
I mean,
and then probably going forward, it's going to be just day and date PC Nintendo or PC PlayStation.
Yeah. Who do you think, if it was a Nintendo license, who would you want the Nintendo license to be with for Switch?
Link.
But haven't they? But haven't they had? They've done these collabs before, right?
For Nintendo?
Yeah.
I don't know if they've done it for Nintendo.
Yeah, they have.
Did they have a Samus gun at some
point? They
did.
Yeah, you could be like Samus or Zero Suit.
Yeah. That was sick.
Yeah, so it's not like it's not out of the question.
Do it again.
So.
But yeah, Monster Hunter.
Yeah,
that was really the Capcom announcement.
It was, and I'm excited for January 12th.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to worry about it
for a while.
But
now you can play the Switch version to catch up, and then see.
Now I can sell the Switch version.
Terrible.
And just put that towards the new one.
Is there a physical disc version of the PC game?
No.
Damn.
It just says Steam Edition.
Damn, that sucks.
But you already have a physical version.
Yeah.
For the Switch.
What if I had two?
What would you want?
Huh?
A DVD?
What if I got like a DVD-ROM or a Blu-ray disc
No.
that came with it on the disc?
No.
And then when I had to go into the Sunbreak content, it said, please insert Sunbreak disc.
No.
And then...
No. No.
Come on.
No. They can't do that.
Why not?
Because optical drives haven't been a standard for a decade.
I have an optical drive.
I don't care.
And it's standard in
Does
my
your
PC.
laptop have an optical drive?
Yeah. It does not.
I was gonna say
I can get an external one.
I was gonna say no one has need for optical.
Give the game to me on a micro flash card. I put that in my laptop.
So I'm surprised that hasn't taken off.
Like games on like micro flash?
Or like if a game came on a USB drive.
I bet it's like too easy to hack type of shit.
Well, it's not like you need I'm sure the key, like the license key, will be unique. So once it's used, it's used. But I'm just saying, just having the data on the.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But the last time I remember getting a USB from a Japanese company was when I got the Xenoblade Chronicles for this. Whatever the one for the Switch was. 2, yeah. And it came with the special edition, and it had the soundtrack on that cool USB. Yeah. When you put that USB into your computer, it automatically took away your ability to use whatever drive it set itself as. So if it set it to the D drive is now permanently locked on your PC unless you do some regedit shit to that USB. And they like totally fucked with your computer. So I wouldn't really trust Japan to do that unless it was like DRM free.
Okay.
And they would never do that.
Because I was going to say, Battlefield 2042 is coming out next month. I believe it was delayed a month. 2042. There is a bundle where it comes on a SSD.
They just give you an SSD.
Like it comes installed.
That's wild.
On the M.2.
That's so crazy.
You can get it as a terabyte or
2 TB
or 500 gigs. Because the game is already 100 gigs, but that might be the fastest way to get Battlefield.
That's so insane,
right?
That's wild.
You're like, I'll take the
M. As someone who doesn't own an M.2 drive, that sounds pretty tempting.
Because I think it's like if you buy, you save $20 because it's the game plus the cost of the drive. So you do save
M.2 drives
20,
cost more
25
than
bucks.
$20.
No, you save
Yeah,
25 bucks.
yeah.
So like, I think it's about 150,
That's
190,
wild.
depending on the
That's
size you
so
get.
crazy.
Of course, it means that your drive will forever say Battlefield 2042.
Yeah, probably.
But if you need, the
If you don't
extra
have an
space,
M.2 drive, then
if you were thinking about how am I going to clear space for this game, this might be an option.
this is kind of a side thing. Have you seen any reviews of those hard drives that plug into your PCI slots?
Your PCIe slots?
Yeah. Have you seen those ones? Are those any good? Have you seen reviews on
I've
them?
never seen.
There's like a Western Digital black hard drive that came out where it plugs into your PCIe.
Why?
Oh.
Is it because
so it's fast?
Because those boards don't have.
Or I think this particular hard drive is maybe larger, so it can't like fit on the M.2.
Maybe I don't know.
Those things look wild.
I have no idea. I don't know why that would be the case though, because all the PCIe lanes run directly from your CPU head to the M.2 slot. So I don't know. I'd have to look into it more.
Right.
Sounds intriguing. I might do it.
I got extra PCIe.
I got 4 unused ones.
You gotta buy another GPU. You gotta SLI those things together.
Absolutely. Cool. So I guess that was Monster Hunter. We've decided it's on the PC. Come join us. We'll make a Discord.
Actually, I'm down. If we want to do a listener Monster Hunter Discord, I'm down.
Oh, okay. We'll stream it.
Hell yeah.
We'll only ever stream. That's it.
Welcome to our what's like a streaming platform that's like not Twitch?
YouTube.
I guess yeah. We're gonna bring back Justin TV.
Oh, you want to stream off TikTok? You want to stream off Instagram?
Hell yeah, Instagram Live.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's go. Facebook gaming.
No, thank you. Next up, the one I saw was the
Africa
latest trailer.
No. Hell yeah, we're gonna stream on Africa TV. We're gonna get all the Korean thoughts to come over and hang out with us.
No.
This is a perfect plan.
No.
Perfect plan.
Anyways, speaking of the wildlife of Africa. No, I'm not.
Don't go back into Nature is Metal.
No, I was going to say, let's talk about the nature in Pokemon, because the new Arceus game had a new trailer with noble Pokemon.
So they're gold?
Yeah. I don't know what this is. It's almost like these are shiny, but even more special.
It's what was the one, you remember that game on the GameCube? It was like Pokemon XD or whatever.
Yes.
Where all the Pokemon could be like
cursed,
taken over by darkness.
Yes.
It looks like that, but gold.
Yeah.
And then there was like a Scyther with axes.
What was his name? Battle Axe Man?
Probably.
Cleavor?
I think it was Cleavor. It might have been Cleavor.
Butchor?
That's the evolution.
Anyways,
you give him metal jacket.
Yeah. Wow.
And then you trade him to your friend, and that's how you get it.
So that's what that is. The trailer showed off a bit more gameplay. They really focused on customization of your player avatar.
Yeah.
And the photo options.
Which actually makes me super worried about playing the game.
Why?
Because if they're focusing so much on like pimp out your character, take Sears catalog photos and family photo, make poffins or whatever the fuck that shit was. That might have been Shining Diamond or whatever. But yeah. Customize your character. I'm like, oh, this gameplay of actually battling Pokemon is gonna suck dick, isn't it?
So I mean, I understand where you come from. At the same time, I do remember when they first added the Pokemon pageant contest?
Yeah.
To those games.
Yep.
And like that would be the thing that people did.
I never used it.
But you know, like there was the collective who were like, we only battle.
Yeah.
Or we only do the pageantry stuff.
I put a bow on my Reggie Ice.
Yeah, and I think they have stated that battling, at least in the terms of the competitive way for gyms and stuff, is not the focus of this game. It is just collection and flexing on the stuff you got.
Ugh.
So I mean, that might be what this game's whole focus is.
How many tentacruels do I have to fight to get perfect IVs?
None. That's the secret. It's more like how many tentacruels do you have to kill before you can finally sew your jellyfish suit?
Hell, okay. No, what? I'm back in. If it's get Pokemon, sacrifice them to the daycare so they can give you jellies to make clothing, I'm in.
All right. Speaking of daycare, they did show off some sort of Pokemon activity thing. It was like they were playing holding hands,
I think that was
ring around the
in
rosy,
no, I think that was in
Red Rover.
Shining Diamond and
Oh,
Brilliant
is that what
Pearl.
that was?
Yeah.
Jeez, I'm mixing both these
Yeah.
trailers up.
That was the other trailer that
Okay,
happened.
so the other trailer was the Pokemon Diamond Pearl remix.
Yep. And then it should be art style top down.
You're right.
And
Yes.
then when you get into battles, it's like regular sized people.
Yes.
And there's like, yeah, you can make poffins. You can, again, dressing up your Pokemon shit. I'm like, motherfucker. But then I remembered that they have the secret base. And I'm like, all right, I'm back in.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
That was the one where you like, go find my secret base. It's somewhere on Route X or whatever. And you're like, put it here? Holy shit.
That's right. That was a big play feature they had announced about it.
And you can like dig and get rocks, and then the rocks do stuff, and you can sell them for stuff.
That sounds kind of cool.
Rocks are cool. Honestly, rocks are pretty sick.
You like Geodudes?
Dude, I'm more of a Golem fan.
Wow. How you gonna do my boy Graveler like that?
Graveler, nobody likes Graveler. Get the fuck out of here. It's either Geodude because you remember the Pokemon show and he's like, Geodude. Or it's Golem because he's fucking sick.
Nah, man. It's always been Onyx.
Steelix.
But he's not a rock.
Yeah, you're right. He's better than a rock. He's
steel?
Steel-covered rock.
Steel?
Steel-covered rock.
No, he's just steel.
Isn't he like steel and flying or some shit?
I think so. Isn't there a version of him where he's ice?
Oh, maybe.
Or am I? Did I just imagine that as a younger individual? I was gonna say child, but by the time Steelix came out, I'm pretty sure I was already an adult. So
no, I don't think you were an adult. He's like it's Gen 2. You were still like a
Steelix is Gen 2?
Yeah, you were a young adult at least.
Oh yeah, you're right. He was Heart Gold.
Yeah, he's steel ground, so he's steel and rock.
There,
and then there's Mega Steelix.
He's cool.
And he's got like fucking floating shit around him. He's got crystal stuff. He's fucking rad.
That's a cool one.
That's a cool Pokemon, bro.
Not as cool as Tyranitar.
Yeah, you know what? Tyranitar is, man. I want to try and do. I remember when I was in college, my one friend was like, "Hey, get into like Pokemon battling for real, for real."
No, don't do it. Don't.
And I'm like, yeah, I'll try. It was a mistake.
Yeah.
He had this unbeatable move. You know, remember Ninjask?
Yes, I do.
Ninjask had the highest space speed of any Pokemon.
That was the bug.
Bug flying, I think.
Bug flying.
You know what this motherfucker would do? He'd get Ninjask, strictly max him out to have as much speed as possible. But he'd put that item on him where when he gets, if he would go past 1 HP, he stops at 1 HP.
Yeah.
And all he would do is use Sword Dance until that item was used. Then, the next move after that, he would just use Baton Pass to an Ursaring that was maxed out defense, and he would get all of the Sword Dance buffs from the Ninjask, and then he just had an unstoppable Ursaring. And I was like, motherfucker.
That's one hell of a move.
It was, I didn't know how to beat it. I didn't know about like the rock shard setups and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a lot of combos.
Yeah. And I'm like, this dirty dog.
The Pokemon is so deep, but it just doesn't present itself as being that deep. And that's why it feels like a lot of work to make it fun.
It's really telling how deep it is when in a Pokemon league, they have a separate adult league from the kids league.
Doesn't matter. Kids can still rock it.
They can.
I've seen kids just mess people up in Pokemon.
And you know who has the most time to grind?
Kids. God, to be a child.
I wish. Man.
Cool. So those are the Pokemon ones. My last pick was actually not my last pick yet, but let's talk about some anime. Cowboy Bebop is an anime.
It is. Some would say it's one of the greatest anime. Some would say it transcends anime.
Some would say it does. I think I still prefer Ava to it, but it's still pretty good.
Okay.
Anyways, we've known that Netflix has had a live action version in the making for a long time, starring Harold from Harold and Kumar.
I still can't believe that's happening.
They have their opening. They've put out their opening for the world to see. And what you think, Anthony? Because I know you want to be the Debbie Downer on this one.
I feel so bad for this show.
No.
I feel so bad for this show.
No.
It does not matter how good this live action version is.
Okay.
The Cowboy Bebop is held in such high regard, worldwide by any anime fan, that there is nothing that this show could do that will be like, it's as good as the anime,
Okay.
or it's better. It could be. It could come out and it could be fucking sick.
Yeah.
It could be the best live action thing you've ever seen in your life. It's not gonna happen. This show is I think is gonna get like shit on regardless. At maximum, it's gonna be like, it's okay, it's passable. It's not the Bleach movie.
Don't you mean it's not Death Note?
It's not Death Note with William Dafoe,
Hmm.
right? It's gonna be that. I think that's the highest praise it's gonna get.
You think so? I think it'll be good.
We'll see.
Well, why are you so down? You haven't, like, it's not even out. Like, did this opening where you like, did you see it and you're like, this looks like shit?
And I'm like, I looked at it and I'm like, this looks like a live action version of an anime.
Oh my god, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
That's all I saw.
Man, jeez,
It looks.
Why are you so negative? Why are you bringing that negative energy? You know what you should be doing? You should be disrupting the market.
Shut up, Paul. That's where I'm gonna put my negative energy. I'm gonna get a marketing job and I'm gonna drive a company into the fucking ground.
Cause here Netflix is, and they're like, you know what? There's all these bad live action anime adaptations.
What if we made a? Okay.
What if we disrupt by making a good one?
You know what? Fuck you. This disrupting bullshit. B,
if your friends ain't disrupting, you get new friends.
Listen, I'm not saying that live actions can't be good. I think one of the best live actions to ever come out is the Great Teacher Onizuka live action.
Mm-hmm.
I would dare to say to put it on par with the anime.
Wow.
It is a quality product.
Wow.
But no live action I have seen other than that one has been good. And that probably also helps that Great Teacher Onizuka is a much more grounded story in general. But we'll see, man. We'll see. We didn't even get to see Ed. There's no Ed in that opening trailer. No, there's no Corgi in that opening trailer.
Yeah, those are my least favorite parts of the show.
So
I don't care.
Well, dude, what are we talking about? That Corgi's immortal.
I hate dogs.
What? You're a cat person?
I hate cats.
Okay, at least okay. As long as you hate cats.
Listen, why do you think I love Nature is Brutal?
Because it's just animals dying?
Yeah.
Are you a sociopath?
Maybe kinda. I don't know.
Are you like, I should drill into a bird's head and eat its? You know what? Maybe bullet is the way to go.
No, here's the thing. I love animals.
No, you don't.
No,
We're just what the
I
fuck
love
are you
wildlife.
talking about?
I love animals in their natural habitat.
You love nature.
You're right. I do love nature. I don't like domesticated animals.
I'm okay with domesticated animals, but I think certain areas should not allowed to have certain domesticated animals.
Like every house.
Like
exactly.
if you live in a 1-bedroom apartment in a major metropolitan city, you should not be able to have a dog bigger than a Pomeranian.
I don't think you should be able to have a dog.
What? Like in general? What if I lived out in the country?
In that situation.
Oh, in that, like, I don't know. Those are like those fucking fake dogs, the tiny teacup ones where you put in your purse.
That's just sad.
Yeah, they should be euthanized, but
like, because then you have to get a dog that small. Like, oh, that's just awful.
Yeah, it's basically a rat. Like, just let me tell you about eugenics.
No. Let me tell you about animal pro-choice.
I am pro-choice on tiny dogs.
Yes.
What were we talking about?
Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, this show's gonna be middling at best. We'll see.
I think it's good. I think it's gonna be good. I think it'll be good. I don't think I'm gonna think it's wicked awesome.
I think it's gonna be passable.
But I think it'll be surprisingly good.
It'll be like a 4 to 5 out of 10.
I'll be just going with open eyes. Be optimistic.
Listen, to watch a TV show, you have to open your eyes.
Exactly.
So.
See, all 2 of them. Speaking of TV shows, Hideki Anno, man who created Evangelion,
my favorite movie this year.
Absolutely. Also known for Shin Godzilla and Shin Ultraman, has revealed his first teaser trailer for Shin Kamen Rider.
I'm ready, actually. I forgot he did Shin Godzilla. I think that's my favorite Godzilla movie. That's a sick Godzilla movie.
It's pretty cool. So this trailer for Shin Kamen Rider, he's basically taken the first Kamen Rider and remade it.
Mm-hmm. Like shot for shot. We watched that comparison video.
It's it's back to its original roots. And I think the most exciting thing about this Kamen Rider is that modern Kamen Rider is very digital based.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of CG. and they don't ride motorcycles.
Yeah.
This Kamen Rider rides a motorcycle.
Yeah.
And it looks to be a lot of practical effects. Looks like they're going pretty old school. They've also released an image of the actor who's playing Hongo and the girl.
Yeah.
They look awesome.
All right.
They look baller. They got the hair.
So is this what is this? A movie? Is it a TV series?
I think it's a movie. I think it's a movie. I want to say it's a movie. It can't be a series. I think it's a movie. But as someone who's never really appreciated original Kamen Rider, I'm pretty hyped to see this.
Kamen Rider build had a bike.
Yeah, but you know how like in like every Kamen Rider has a bike.
Yeah.
But in the more recent Kamen Riders that we've watched, they don't really use the bike.
The bike is a scene transition, literally a scene transition vehicle.
Whereas,
no pun intended.
Yeah, whereas in like original Kamen Rider, the bike is essentially Kamen Rider's partner.
Yeah.
So
fair enough.
I guess that's the difference I'm trying to explain here. I'm pretty hyped to see it. I don't know if they've had any sort of dates released. They had a big info session and a big media press day, and that's where they released this trailer. Looks pretty cool.
Looks good.
Anyways, those are my picks.
All right. For my picks, I got a couple.
Do you now?
Netflix.
Yeah.
It was teased a while ago that they were getting into gaming.
Yeah, I did read this. Yeah.
Yeah. So they have taken in their first move, or is it their first move, or it's a big move? They have acquired the indie developer Night School Studio, who has made the adventure games Oxenfree and After Party. I don't really know what to think of this deal because I've heard nothing but good things about Oxenfree. I'm still waiting for my physical copy of After Party that I bought, so we'll see when that comes in.
Okay.
And it, you know when like
here it comes.
You know when like companies try to get into things that they're not known for,
yes,
and it ends up being bad.
Okay.
I feel like this studio might just get demolished by Netflix.
I don't know. There's a chance for it to be good. Yeah. Amazon just made their first big MMO game, New World, and apparently it's pretty cool. When you can play it, but apparently it's cool.
Yeah, if you can play it.
Yeah.
You're right. And it's cool. Again, it's cool to see more people getting into the video game market, of course. But it's one of those things where it's like like Netflix. Like, what do you know about gaming? Nothing. And anytime you've tried to make a Netflix adaptation of any other genre of thing beyond live action television, it's been dog shit.
Has it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Netflix, they made a whole meme about it. The Netflix version. It's always some derpy version of whatever it is. It's a whole meme, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see how this goes. They did make that one interactive thing, Bandersnatch, a while ago, which I heard that was pretty cool. I never actually played it or watched it or wherever that is.
Okay. I mean, I heard their video game version of with that Black Mirror episode, that interactive Black Mirror.
Yeah,
episode
cool. That's Bandersnatch.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I heard that's pretty cool, but we'll see how they use the developer to make content, because it's still not sure if they're just going to be like a video game publisher classically, or if it's going to be more of that like interactive media type stuff. And if it is that interactive media type stuff, this studio is probably the one to get. So.
Bro, they are they're laying the groundwork for the Netflix box.
So are we gonna play Monster Hunter on the Netflix box now? So we can stream Netflix shows while we're playing Monster Hunter?
Yeah. And we can only use the Netflix remote.
Oh no.
It's all touch capacitive controls.
Let me tell you about the Ouya.
And you talk and you do some commands, voice commands.
It sounds terrible.
I can't wait.
You know what? I take it back. I'm going back to negativity. I don't like it. I don't like new things. Okay. Give me my old things.
All right.
After that, remember Super Nintendo World in Japan?
Yeah.
They made like the theme park of Super Nintendo World.
I still haven't gone.
Yeah, I don't think anybody has because it's COVID.
Oh, I want to go.
Yeah, I also want to go. But you know what? Maybe you should wait. Maybe you should postpone your trip.
Why?
Because they're adding an expansion.
Ooh, is it Samus?
No.
Is it F-Zero?
No.
Is it... What else is there? Wait, let me think this.
I said Samus F-Zero.
Oh, is it Zelda?
No.
Is it not Kirby? Is it?
No, it's not
Okay,
Kirby
thank
either.
God, thank
Kirby
God.
would be. I thought that would have been a pick, but that's more of a PAL owned
Oh
thing.
shit! Is it Fire Emblem?
No, it's not Fire Emblem. It is not Dating Simulator Land.
It's not Nintendogs, is it?
No, I fucking hope not. Jesus Christ, that'd be terrible.
Okay, then what is it?
Donkey Kong Land.
Oh fuck! Donkey Kong's part of it.
Donkey Kong Land.
Okay, so why do I need to postpone my trip?
Because it's gonna be set to open in 2024.
Who cares?
So you can go to Donkey Kong Land.
Oh, F Donkey Kong.
We talk. It's got They're gonna make a jungle area. You can probably go to Cranky Kong's hut.
No, thank you.
You sure?
The only thing is, if they tell me there's a Diddy Kong ride, I'll go.
There might be a Diddy Kong kart racing ride.
That's all I want.
And there's like a giant animatronic elephant that tells you to go.
That'll be awesome if it's a Diddy Kong racing, but it's crossplay with Mario Kart.
All right.
That's the game I want. That's the kart racer for me.
Diddy Kong Racing 2?
Diddy Kong Racing X Mario Kart?
Nah, I think Mario Kart would make it worse. You should probably just have Diddy Kong
think
Racing.
it would be awesome.
I'm gonna put out this hot take.
No, Diddy Kong is awesome.
Diddy Kong Racing is better than Mario Kart 64.
Okay, I'll agree with you. Sure.
Wow.
Sure.
All right.
But that's the only one.
Really?
That's the only one.
All right. Another hot take.
Oh no.
Perfect Dark is better than GoldenEye. Perfect Dark's better than GoldenEye.
As a multiplayer game?
Yeah.
As a multiplayer game.
All those weapons have alt fires. Get a laptop gun, throw that shit up in the ceiling.
Nope.
Guy walks through a door.
Nope.
Hell yeah.
I'll tell you why.
Why?
No golden gun.
I'm sorry. You can have your golden gun, and I'll take the far sight. Okay.
Who cares?
And I'll shoot that shit through walls, and it's one hit kill.
Who cares?
I care.
Who cares?
It's a legal map hack. That's so sick.
Who cares? Who cares?
How terrible.
The gun is gold.
The gun is gold. That's all I need to tell you.
Like I don't understand.
You got a point. Demon Slayer Season 2.
This is a thing.
Got it. Their trailer. Kimetsu no Yaiba for all you weebs.
Kimetsu no Yaiba.
Kimetsu no Yaiba.
Yiba.
Yeah. The Entertainment District arc. The anime is set to premiere on December 5th. They had a really long announcement trailer because not only are they releasing the Entertainment District arc, they are also turning the Mugen Train movie into a 7-episode special, which will actually have more content than the movie because they will have some backstory, which I don't remember if it was in the manga or not. But of the fire guy, what's his name again? I forget.
I don't know.
Who's the fire dude?
Fireman.
Yeah, when Fireman, everyone's favorite Mega Man boss. That guy, he's gonna get his own like backstory of like him preparing to get onto the train and doing whatever, because if you've seen the movie, spoilers. So that's also gonna come out, and then there's a bunch of side stuff. They're gonna have like a Valentine's Day special and a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Demon Slayer Academy Valentine chapter.
Why?
I don't know. They're planning a bunch of shorts and stuff.
Is that what this series needs?
This series is so popular, they're gonna milk it for as much as they can.
I guess so. Like, where's the Christmas special? Like, where's the Halloween? Like,
they're probably gonna do it. They're probably gonna get there. All right, and it makes sense because it's been released that worldwide in the 45 countries and territories that this movie, the Mugen Train movie, was released. It sold 41.35 million tickets and made an equivalent of $475 million worldwide.
Amazing.
It's the highest earning film worldwide of 2020.
Amazing.
So yeah, its popularity is insane. Ufotable's back. Lisa's got a new opening that everyone's gonna fucking jam to. Look forward to that.
Cool.
Look forward to some backstory.
Cool.
Golgo 13. It's finally ended.
This is a sad story, isn't it?
Because the creator has died. The creator, Takao Saito, passes away at the ripe old age of 84.
Damn, that's a little sad.
Yeah, it is. It was on the 24th he passed away. He was battling pancreatic cancer. But he had been making Golgo 13 since like the 70s.
Wow.
And he's been going strong
Wow.
until he died.
Wow.
So if you want to catch up, now's the time because it's over.
Now's the best time because
Yeah.
you'll never be left behind.
But Golgo 13, I have some like pretty fond childhood memories of Golgo 13, especially playing like the NES games.
Yeah.
And being like, man, this guy's so sick. He just smokes a cigarette and kills people. Fuck yeah.
Wow.
Right?
Young Anthony is so easily influenced
Dude,
by the dumbest shit.
Yeah, I still think smoking looks so sick.
Really?
I think if you smoke, you look cool. Like James Dean smoked like that kind of old smoking dude.
I've never thought smoking was cool.
I think smoking looks sick.
I've always looked at it and been like, that's a weakness.
Yeah, if it didn't kill you, I'd be like...
Whenever I see someone smoking and then I'm like, what, you're going to perform an action scene now? I'm like, bullshit.
Hell yeah.
Like, bullshit.
The smoking gives them powers to do the action scene. No. Hell yeah.
No.
But my one favorite memory of Golgo 13, I forget if this was in a movie or if this was in like a manga I read, like chapter I read. But there was a whole arc where they took Golgo 13 to court for killing a guy.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the arc, they deemed that no human could make that shot. So therefore, he is exonerated of all... He made a shot that had like 5 crosswinds through like 10 city blocks or whatever. But it's just like he's that good and he like walks out the courtroom smoking. And I'm like, what a badass.
That's how I got away with murder, huh?
Yeah, because he's so good. He's so good that nobody believed he could do it.
All right. All right.
There's a great episode. Was it Osamu Tezuka? No, who's the monster or manga? Who's the guy who did Monster?
I don't know.
Urasawa Naoki. He did Monster. He has a show that you can find on Dailymotion, a lot of translations of it. It's called Monben. And he has his team follow around in the studio manga creators for like a day or two. And then he gets into conversations with the creator about how their process is, how they draw. And they have a really good one with the creator of Golgo 13.
Cool.
So if you want to find that and look at how he draws, this guy... He does not know what technology is. All he does is smoke and draw Hitman, and that's his life. And I'm like, you know what? Good for you, dude. Good for you.
Wow.
It's a really good episode. So yeah, it's a sad story, but it's great to see that he's left behind such a legacy. And 84, that's an old age.
Sure is.
It's a long time to live. So
yep.
I'm sure he has lived a full life.
Yep.
And then the last thing I have is the art manga that I've talked about on the show, Blue Period. The first anime trailer, the Netflix trailer, came out. Looks good. They're going to do weekly releases, I believe, of this show.
On Netflix.
And I've talked about it before. It follows a high school student, of course, who he kind of just like coasts his way through high school. He's popular, he's got good grades, whatever, and he's never really found anything he's confident in or wants to do. And then one day he stumbles upon the art club and he learns about making art, and it kind of like changes, like flips his whole world upside down. And then his new goal to get, I think, the last half of high school is for him to try and get into the most prestigious Tokyo art university that the country has to offer. It's fantastic. It's very hipster. I'll just say it right off the bat. They get into art, what can be considered art. They get into different mediums and materials and how that affects your art and the way people see it and stuff like that. It gets very philosophical, I guess, about the human nature and like, what is art, bro?
Yeah,
and that kind of stuff. But I think it's a solid story. I'm still keeping up with the manga today, and it is. I don't think, in my memory of reading it, there has been a bad arc. It's been all quality.
Cool.
And yeah, the way it progresses is not like regular thing. Like once they go past the high school phase, it's not like, and it's over and he did stuff and whatever. They go into it deeper, where it's just like, oh, you thought high school was the end of it? No, this is just the beginning. Like,
yeah,
it gets more wild from here. But
cool.
Fantastic show. Highly recommended. Check it out when it comes out in December, I believe.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to mention was Overwatch 2 had a bit of a preview of of their latest build of the game. I think they used it
That game's not real.
they used it in their latest Overwatch League stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think they showed up some stuff. And the one thing they wanted to highlight was two major character changes.
Yep.
One was for Bastion and the other one was for Sombra.
Mm-hmm.
So first up is Sombra. She's the resident hacker. And something I'll tell you about Overwatch 2 is they've made it less focus on a team game, and this comes from the developers themselves. And they've said that the game will be reliant more on individual skill.
Mm-hmm.
So whereas Overwatch is 100% team comp and whatever,
Yep.
Overwatch 2 is definitely, even just the makeup of the team, they've made it so that it is definitely more skill based for individuals, which I guess is, something people want.
I guess, like, I thought the whole point of that game was to be a team shooter.
I think so, but I guess the market is just moving in a way where it's like, this is what we want. We need a bit more of that. I don't know, or maybe Overwatch has gotten stagnant. That they just need to do something to switch it up. Remains to be seen how it'll take, but I'm still very interested. But yeah, Sombra is the first one, and they gave changes to her. But all you need to know, the only change to make her more of a DPS machine, is she can cloak, and traditionally, whenever she hacked someone, she came out of cloak. So the change they made was she can stay cloaked and hack you in cloak.
That's
which is great.
What?
So,
who thought that was a good idea?
And every hacked enemy can be seen through walls by your entire team.
The fact that it's not even the fact that I could see through walls. I think that's a cool feature because you're only hacking like one person at a time, right? But the fact that she can hack while invisible, that's so messed up. And not only does she hack people, right? The skill ability where it takes away their skills, it's down to 1 second now.
Yeah.
And they take bonus damage now
Yes.
from being hacked.
So instead of being permanently disabled,
yeah,
you just lose disability for 1 second, and in the remaining 7 seconds you take, I guess,
50%. I think it was.
Yeah, there's some sort of damage multiplier that they've applied. So that's something, I suppose.
Okay.
But
it can't get more broken than that.
Sure they can.
Oh,
so do you want to hear changes they made to Bastion?
What are you talking about? He's perfect.
So Bastion, the mobile armory, the tank, whatever. He can shoot, he can heal, he can do it all.
Yeah.
So what they did was they said, okay, we'll take away his healing ability. So now he can't heal himself.
Okay, all right.
When he's in Bastion mode, the robot, instead of having a machine gun, he just has like a single shot rifle.
Got a DMR.
Which is very powerful, very accurate, but it actually makes more sense considering they call that his recon mode.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that he doesn't have just a machine gun with a huge amount of spread.
And it's got 0 recoil.
Yeah.
So you're just like boom, 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 boom.
He's something. They've changed his alt, no longer the tank. Instead, he is an artillery airstrike. You choose 3 points on the map, and he basically drops bombs.
But he's immobile when he turns into that, right?
Yeah, but he can technically do it anywhere on the map.
Oh.
So, like, you turn into the cannon.
Yeah.
And then the whole map you get a look of.
There's not like a limit to how
there's
far
no
you can
range.
Go? Wow.
It's just wherever on the map you want.
All right.
So
here's the real question.
What?
Can I do it indoors?
I don't know.
Can I? Because like, is it like an orbital strike, or is it like it shoots from me?
It shoots from you.
Because like, if I'm indoors and then I pick somewhere else on the map, do I blow myself up?
Yeah, I don't know how that works actually.
Right.
Maybe it doesn't work that way. Maybe you can kill yourself like that on a little ceiling. Yeah, maybe. Nice. Cool. Why not? But his last trick is when you turn into the turret mode.
Oh, he still has his turret mode. That's good.
Yeah, he has turret mode. You have that crazy Gatling cannon that just
shreds anybody.
But you're immobile. Well, they changed that. You're now mobile. You're a tank with that wicked gun.
Oh my
god. You are now unfucking stoppable.
What? So the thing I'm wondering about with this game, because when they say that it's about individual skill, to me that screams DPS characters are going to be insane.
Yes. Yes.
How do you balance healing or support and tank in order to deal with that kind of bullshit?
So for the
Do you just make tanks more offensive?
I think the tanks have more utility.
Okay.
Right? So, for example, I think it was Reinhardt. When he charges, he has another ability he can use and whatnot. Like like Zarya has double bubble, right? They've given tanks far more utility options now to combat extra offenses. They haven't really explained what they've done with the healers though.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the support class is all about yet.
So far, this whole game sounds like buff the DPS.
Yes.
And that's about it.
Because that's what they've done.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
Hacking while invisible gets me.
Yeah.
Every time. I'm kind of excited to see what Overwatch turns into. I now have no interest in playing Overwatch 2. In the way they have changed up this whole thing.
Yeah, I'm definitely I'm down to see what's going on.
Of course you are.
Of course I will.
Because you're a diva simp.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the doy.
Have you seen my like $700 statue?
Yeah, I look at it every day and I'm like, why would you? What a waste of money.
What a delicious waste of money.
Terrible. Delicious.
Speaking of delicious, we have a question to chew on.
Nice.
Right? So Paul Chu has written in. So far, Spider-Man's Uncle Ben has only been alluded to in the MCU.
Yes.
Let's assume the next movie is the one to properly debut him.
Ugh.
Considering how they've cast Marissa Tomei as Aunt May, who would you cast as Uncle Ben?
Idris Elba.
Oh. Will he still have the same tragic backstory? Will you have him die in the same way? Or is Tony Stark's death enough motivation for Peter?
I think Tony Stark's death has taken over the
role of Uncle Ben?
The role of Uncle Ben's death.
Absolutely.
Right. I don't think they would retread that ground.
Yeah.
But I can see them reusing that ground, because if they go in, it depends on if it's people coming into what's his name? What's this current Spider-Man's name?
Tom Holland?
Tom Holland. If it's people coming into Tom Holland's universe,
yeah,
no Uncle Ben. If he at some point goes into other Spider-Man's universe, I can see them recreating the scene from a bird's eye perspective so that he gets some sort of lesson from something, right? He can like see the pain he's going through with Tony Stark's death from the outside as a viewer, and then he can like process it better or something like that, right? It'll be like a big life lesson. But I hope, I kind of hope they don't bring back Uncle Ben. We've seen that story so many times, unless it's like alternate history Spider-Man where Uncle Ben sees Peter get killed.
What?
Yeah. And then like when like Peter's dying, he's like, Uncle Ben, I love you, and he coughs blood into Uncle Ben's mouth. But then the blood is like infected with the spider virus, and then Uncle Ben becomes Spider-Man.
Okay.
Spider Grandpa.
Okay. Let's go back to his real question. Say you had to cast Uncle Ben to work alongside Marissa Tomei. Who would you pick?
Who's like a slightly older but hot old guy?
A slightly older.
Yeah, because like Marissa Tomei, like when you look at Marissa Tomei, you're not like, damn. You're like, damn, that's a MILF. Like,
sure,
right? It's not like, oh, it's whatever that girl is from Transformers.
Oh, Megan Fox.
Yeah, it's like that's not Megan Fox.
Yeah.
But you're like, that's Megan Fox's mom.
All right, I would cast Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt is getting old. He is getting.
Brad
old.
Pitt is 57.
He's getting old.
So
what about George Clooney?
I think he's above 60.
What about Clooney?
But I don't know what George Clooney looks like right now.
I'm gonna look it up.
But I think I would cast Brad Pitt, DiCaprio, or the offside pick would be Johnny Depp.
Joe Rogan.
Oh, God. Please, no, please. I don't need Joe Rogan in my life.
Joe Rogan.
No, thank you. No, thank you very much.
Yeah, he's got the salt and pepper going on.
George Clooney has always had the salt and pepper, though.
Oh, he's getting old.
What do you mean getting old? He is old.
He's getting old.
He's pretty old.
I bet he could still pick up, though.
I'm sure he can.
I bet he'd go to a bar and be like, hey, 20-year-old, I'm George Clooney. And they'd be like, oh, shit.
No, they couldn't. No, he couldn't.
I think he could.
I don't think George Clooney mixes with the TikTok crowd. I do not think so. Because I think young 20-year-olds today,
they're like,
give zero fucks about pop culture celebrities.
Damn, Grandpa, your suit is bussin'.
Shit's bussin'.
Shit's bussin', for real, on God.
Oh,
no
God.
cap.
Yeah, because the young kids today, the young kids today, aren't they all looking up to whoever's the latest influencer? In the same way, when we were growing up, we looked up at celebrities.
So you're telling me that we get Jake Paul in an old man costume to be Uncle Ben?
Yes. Yes. If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. That's an
I'm like thinking of like different like influencer roles if they had to recast movies.
Yeah.
Like they should have who is that? They should have Lil Tay as Knives Chow if they remade
Lil Tay. Oh, wow.
Lil Tay.
Yeah, that's an awful choice.
Hell yeah.
No.
They redid Scott Pilgrim.
No.
Yeah, why not?
I don't like.
What are you, racist?
Yes.
Damn, sheesh. Didn't know that about you, kid.
Okay. Thanks for writing in, Paul. No, we've collectively decided no Uncle Ben.
No Uncle Ben. They shouldn't be an Uncle Ben. And if they had to have Uncle Ben, it has to be one of the big three guys from our generation of movies.
So Tom Cruise.
So it's either Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, or George Clooney.
Okay, fair enough.
It's one of those.
Fair enough. Yeah, okay.
Tom Cruise still looks young, though.
He looks young, but I don't know if I'd be like, yo, he looks young, though. Tom Cruise looks like he's had work done.
Yeah. I believe you, but also a part of me is like, maybe if I donate to Scientology,
oh God,
maybe they got some secret juice.
Let's just make it Will Smith and call it a day.
Ooh,
No, you're like, nah.
Tom Hiddleston's pretty white,
huh?
Tom Hiddleston's pretty white.
He is.
Is that his name? Hiddleston?
No. Holland.
Tom Holland's pretty white.
Hiddleston's Loki.
Oh, Hiddleston. He's also pretty white. I'm still not wrong.
He might be whiter.
Yeah, but I don't know if you could bend that racially.
What if they did it? You just have to accept it.
Like that's like the catch-22 right there, where it's like, it's not accurate and it doesn't make any sense. But also, if you say anything, you're a racist. That's like the ultimate. Honestly, that's the ultimate move.
Yeah, that's the move.
So it'll either be like, it'll either start the anti-woke movement, or everyone's gonna shut up and just be like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Will Smith can play whoever he likes.
Yeah, he can. Yeah.
Cool.
But man, Marissa Tomei though. What a piece of ass. Damn.
Yeah, I guess so. Sure, she's all right.
If I lived in the 50s, I would definitely be like, "Hey, toots," and then like just.
She's not that old.
No, I'm just saying, if it was socially acceptable for me to slap her on the ass if she walks by, I would definitely do it. Like, damn, Marissa Tomei's hot. Holy shit.
Is she?
Listen, I'm into MILFs.
I know.
That's my wheelhouse.
I know. I'm just trying to. I'm googling images. Like, yeah, it's a no for me.
The tied back hair and the glasses. Come on, kid.
Oh, this just looks like a mom.
Yeah. What's the problem?
No.
What's the problem?
Nah.
She's like the older lady who works at the library, but she's not like that old, and you're like, how about you recommend me some material? And then
what? Shut up. No.
I bet I could fix your pipes. And then,
no, ma'am, I fix my own pipes.
Yeah, ma'am, I fix my own pipes. I heard you you ordered an extra large sausage, and then
no,
in the library.
No.
How many porn fetishes can we fit into one fantasy?
This is your fantasy.
Yeah, it is. I want Marissa Tomei in a pencil skirt at a library.
Really, a library, huh?
Ordering a large sausage.
What?
Huh?
You want a Willy dog?
12-inch.
Oh my God. No, thank you.
All right.
Cool. Wicked. I think that's all the picks, or that's all the letters. That's all the everything.
That's all. It's week's time.
Sure. Let's get this. Let's keep rolling. Jeez. What'd you do?
Rollin' was one of Limp Bizkit's weaker songs, I would say.
Might be his most famous song.
I played Civilization 4.
Why?
Because my friends and I were like, the Tarkov wipe is getting kind of stale. All the people who like poop sock the game are all like level 60 and have the best gear, and they're in every lobby now. It's not great. It's not fun. So we're like, we should find another game to play. So we tried to play Ark.
Evolved?
Yeah, the game with the dinosaurs?
Yeah.
Yeah, we tried to play that. But we tried to do, because I own it on Epic because it was free.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say, you bought that?
So I get it on Epic because it's free, and I had it, and then my friends had it on Steam, and it's got crossplay support, but it's only crossplay support if you have a dedicated server. It doesn't count because we're trying to make private servers and play around and do stuff. So that kind of fell into the ground, and then we're like, what about Civ?
That's okay.
And they all have Civ 6, but I don't have Civ 6. And they didn't like Civ 5. So they're like, it's really good, Civ 4. So I installed Civ 4 with all the expansions.
Oh my god.
Because I had them all on my Steam. And we played Civ 4. 4X games are really fun when you play them with friends.
It's too much of a commitment.
It's a long... We saved our game onto a file on my friend's computer. So when we load up the online lobby, we load our save.
But you can only ever play together, right?
No, you can have other people play in the save, but I had put a password on my clan, so no one else can, like, if they play it with 3 other people, they have to know my password.
Okay.
But Civilization is fun. I haven't played those games in a long time. I think the last 4X game I tried to play was Endless Space 2, and I could see a lot of potential in that game. But playing it by myself, I wanted to shoot myself in the face.
Okay.
It is definitely more fun learning the mechanics. Even playing against my friends who are very seasoned in that game, it's fun to like learn the mechanics and learn the ways just like by playing with other people.
Yes.
Because they'll do interesting strategies.
Yes.
Of course, I weaved it up. I picked Japan.
Of course.
Of course. But what I've done is I've accidentally focused too much on... how do I put economy and culture. And let's say I didn't realize
how much you need an army.
Yes. And it turns out that when your enemies create a settlement somewhere on the map, you are not even allowed to step into that area.
No, because you'll get killed.
Or you declare war on that side. So what my friend did is he saw that I was expanding small and tight. And he's like, what if I just put one camp to the only section that you have that allows you to move further out into the map? And I was like, well, fuck. And so I was like, you know what? No, I got this. I'm gonna declare war on him, and I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna send my guys with clubs out there because it's like 20 turns in, and they can't be that advanced.
Oh, no.
This dude had archers. This guy had spearmen. He was in the Bronze Age basically. And I'm like, bruh, I'm in caveman times over here with my army. How did you get there? He's like, how are you not? And in my Japan clan, what has happened is that I have accidentally turned my whole area into a Japanese Jewish hippie commune. Because Judaism just spontaneously happened to gain popularity. And I was just like, you know what? Let it happen. Let's go. And I have not invested into money or army at all.
Money.
And all it has been is resources like stone and wood and whatever, and culture.
Wow.
And that's it.
At this point, you just gotta like isolate yourself from the rest of the world.
So I have been forcibly isolated from the rest of the world because I can't move my characters beyond this one point without declaring war on my friend. And now what I have done is I have made a bunch of army people, and I have done quantity over quality, because I have not made it to samurai era, so I don't have any samurai yet. And I just had on the border of my town, I just have like 5 stacks of dudes. And I'm like, if anybody comes in here, I'm going to fuck them up. So now I have to change my tactic and go into a culture victory.
Wow.
Or else I'm fucked.
Okay.
Because I am too far behind whatever like Republic of Congo army that my friend picked. Where he's just got like dudes in the jungle. And he's like, oh, you stepped into the jungle? My dudes are stealthed until you're on my square. Get fucked. And I'm like, no! Oh, that game's good. It's really fun. It made me put Civ 6 on my wish list to wait for a sale.
Wow.
So
sale's coming soon.
I want to try Civ 6.
Neat.
Wait, Halloween sale?
Black Friday.
Black Friday. All right. Okay, we'll see. Some other small things. I've been playing Concept Revolt on the 3DS.
Card game?
Card game. I told you last week I was going to come back with some 3DS games.
Yes, you did.
I came back with 3DS games.
Lame.
My friends and I were like, you know what was a good game after we played Fortune Street? We're like, Concept Revolt. We're like, we should get back into that. And I talked about it years ago, but Concept Revolt is a card game on your 3DS where you go around a Monopoly board, and then when you land on squares, you put down monsters. And the goal is to get to a certain point threshold first, and your monsters, when you go onto other people's tiles, can battle each other. So either what you can do is you can pay a toll of however strong that monster is, and you pay your points, or you can battle your opponent's monster, and if you win that battle, you get that space, right? And obviously, the stronger the monster, the more the toll is worth, and if you don't want to lose that stuff, and then you have cards to use in battle, which are like equipment to either buff or debuff monsters and stuff like that.
Right.
It's very simple. It's very fun. But the thing is, I forgot that in that game, you just have to grind pretty much battles.
Yeah.
And the AI are a bunch of cheating whores. Just like in Fortune Street, I had sections of my map where it's just like, here's like 5 sections in a row where it's just like death. If you step on this, it's death. Never touched it once. And I'm like, this cheating asshole. Like, I don't know what these dice rolls are like, but these guys are cheating. And I've been grinding out one battle. I've lost it like 4 times in a row now, because when you complete the battles, you get a better reward. So I can go buy booster packs from the shop to get more cards.
Well, okay.
But I keep losing. I don't know why I'm losing.
Cool.
So hopefully I'll probably come back to that game on the podcast once we start playing multiplayer and see what cards everybody's unlocking, what decks people have made. But that's been fun.
That's all right.
We talked about Arcade Archives last week.
Yes.
And I was like, man, I need Pac-Man.
Do you?
Yeah, and I was like, I should get the arcade version of Pac-Man. But instead, I got the Sega Ages version of Virtual Racer from 1992.
Why?
Because I have very fond memories of Virtual Racer at Palladium, playing it on the big, like, car arcade machine. And I was like, you know what, this game was good. And I bought it. It was like $4. It was on sale on the Switch store. Yeah, that's a good game.
Oh, you bought it on the Switch?
I bought it on the Switch. Yeah.
So it doesn't even look as good as the one you showed me on YouTube.
What are you talking about? It's the same 1080p.
No.
Well, on the thing, it's not. But if I put it in and play it on my monitor,
no, the one you showed on TV is not.
I thought it was probably 1080. How many polys do you really like? Do you need 4K for on that one? Trees are made out of 3 polygons in that game.
Fair enough.
There's something about that old style, like blocky ass Virtua series stuff.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it so much. I love that aesthetic.
Okay.
That whole blocky reboot looking ass thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just pure nostalgia.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's from the 90s.
It's from 1992.
Yeah.
It's made on the Sega 3D engine, the Model 1. The first 3D engine.
The Model 1.
The Model 1.
All right.
But yeah, I don't know. I had a big nostalgia bomb playing. It's just a racing game. Like, there's nothing else to talk about. Do you like racing?
Some would say I do.
Do you like arcade racing?
Absolutely not.
Then this game's for you. Because it's the deepest sim I've ever played in my life. No,
Whoa.
iRacing, run for your money. But yeah, that was just a nostalgia trip. Maybe one day I'll get the I'll get Pac-Man Arcade Edition, but we'll see.
Why?
We'll see.
It's Pac-Man.
Yeah, but it's the arcade version of Pac-Man. It's arcade accurate.
Who cares?
I care.
Just build a machine.
Ooh, main machine. Again, Candy Cab. Hell yeah, huh?
I was at an arcade on the weekend, and I didn't realize that like modern arcade machines are literally just a TV with a.
Yeah, it's not like a cabinet with the thing in it. It's like a stand with a TV,
Yeah.
and it's plugged into a board.
And the board is lifted and has like whatever control. I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Because I was looking at the Street Fighter one, and I'm like, oh, this is literally just you put your fighting sticks on whatever surface.
Yeah.
And then you're right, it's just a TV stand on the other side. I'm like, I can make this.
Well, the reason that cabs were cabs before is because they had to encase CRTs.
Yeah.
Right, and the big fucking cathode ray tubes.
Yeah.
But the thing with like American arcades, especially when they put in like Japanese fighting games and stuff, their arcade setup are always like the straight 6-button.
Is it?
Yeah, it's never like the curved Sanwa style. At least the ones I've been to.
Street Fighter 4 is curved.
Unless you went to a good one. Where'd you go?
The Rec Room.
I've never been to the Rec Room.
Oh, okay.
The last time I went to an arcade was I went to Palladium.
Okay.
And their Ultra Street Fighter 4 cabinet was like the straight American 6-button. I'm like, this feels like shit.
I don't know.
Okay, maybe I should go to Street Fighter. Maybe I should go play. Yeah, virtual racing. What else did I try out? Oh, I tried out remember Nexon? Company Nexon. They made Maple Story.
Yes.
I tried out one of their other free MMOs.
Why?
Because I was like, this looks cool. It's called Vindictus.
Why?
I don't know.
What are you becoming?
I'm just trying shit out. I don't know. It's like a smorgasbord.
You have a collection of games that you can always choose, but you're actually looking for the free crap on the internet.
Here's what I'm gonna tell you. This game is like 60% to 70% garbage.
Okay.
Right. So it's a free to play MMO. You pick a character. There's some princess who's like super nice, and she's like, "Oh my god, everything needs to." The story doesn't fucking matter. What the gameplay is, it is instanced arenas where you go in with a party, like a Monster Hunter style thing, and you work your way through the arena to get to a boss, and you kill the boss. But everything is instanced. There's no open world. There's just one hub world.
Okay.
The combat is very much like, I guess I would be closest to like a Tales game. To a Monster Hunter game. Very combo focused, very combat heavy. Each class has their own unique weapon that it comes with. So I'm playing like a hand-to-hand combat girl. But they have a like giant hammer guy. They have like a dude with a sword on a spear tip and stuff. A gun girl that can jump through dark portals and stuff. But the combat is super combo heavy. Almost reminiscent of like Devil May Cry, but nowhere near as like the fidelity of that combat system. But the combat in it is so fucking fun. You're just going around like juggling enemies, using different skills that go on cooldown eventually. And if you're in it with a team, you can like combo different skills where like my ground punch juggles some dude and then he jumps in the air or like air combos them with his skill and does the other stuff. It's a really cool combat system. But everything surrounding the game is cancerous. Because it's free to play, it is monetized out the ass. If you want to look any sort of cool, you're paying money. If you want to partake in any of like the really cool content, you're paying money. If it's one of those things where like the game at its core is super sick, but the Koreans got a hold of it. And they're like, but what if we turn this into a vehicle for money instead of focusing on what we did best here? And it's also really weird because the engine, because this game came out, I think, maybe 10 years ago now. 10, 11 years ago. It came out like 2010.
Wow.
And I was looking at it, and like the backgrounds and the environment and everything, I'm like, this looks like a 10-year-old game. But you know what doesn't look like a 10-year-old game? The character models. Because those have been updated as the game has been getting older.
Wow.
So you have these like PS4 level detailed characters in like early PS3, late PS2 worlds. and it's so weird. And also I guess like the one kind of creepy thing is like all the female models definitely look like those fucking porn ads where it's just like play this game and you could come in 6 seconds or whatever. Like those fucking Chinese check out this hot girl in lingerie type game.
Mm.
Remember that Korean game we saw? Uh, it was
Where?
it was like announced a couple weeks ago where it's like Devil May
Oh yeah,
Cry,
yeah,
but
yeah,
it's like that, like
yeah.
impossible porn star body. Like every female character looks like that, and it looks so weird of having these like super highly detailed male and female characters in this overworld that looks like the whole hub area has half the polys of a
Mm.
character.
Mm.
It's really weird, but I've been playing it because the gameplay is actually really really fun. Um, we'll see how long this lasts because I can already feel like they're just definitely throwing into your face like buy the premium currency, skip to level 50, do all this bullshit. Um, but we'll see how it goes. I don't know. It seems fun. It's free to play.
Not good, man.
I liked it.
Not good.
I liked it. And then I guess the last couple things I've been doing, let me get back to my week here, is I restarted Hollow Knight. It's a known quantity.
Yep.
Hopefully I'll have more to say, but I restarted it because I didn't forgot where I was going to go. But look forward to that in the coming weeks. But the main two things I did, new things I did this week was I read 2 new manga. One was on the Shonen Jump app. It's called The Hunters Guild Red Hood.
The Hunters Guild Red Hood.
Yeah, The Hunters Guild : Red Hood. It is a new fantasy manga. I think it's only like 12 chapters out right now. It's brand new. And it's a kind of a weird, darker anime take on like Grimm's fairy tales. You follow was it Velu? Velu is the main character's name. He grew up in a small hamlet, and it turns out that there are a bunch of werewolves attacking the village, and nobody in the hamlet is strong enough to deal with these werewolves. So what they do is that they hire the Hunters Guild. And the Hunters Guild is known far and wide for being greedy. They're just a bunch of mercenaries who take gold to hunt monsters and whatever. But they always the caveat is like, yeah, they're greedy, they're assholes, they're whatever, but they always get the job done.
Okay.
Right. So they hire a person from the guild to come over, fight these werewolves, and do this stuff. And it turns out that Velu is pretty good at combat. And after a whole bunch of stuff happens, he gets recruited to join the Hunters Guild. And from there, it's his adventure becoming a hunter to protect people like the ones from his hamlet. And the main goal is to eradicate werewolves, because as it's revealed, the hunter that comes over from the company, they're like, hey, you remember dragons? They're like, yeah, like in storybooks and shit. Yeah. He's like, yeah, you know why it's in storybooks? Because we killed them all. And so their goal is to exterminate literally every last monster off of the face of the earth. So far it's been pretty good. They're in their like, I guess it's like training arc, I would say. They've brought him to the Hunters Guild to apply and go through a test to try and become an official hunter and stuff like that. The beginning couple chapters where they're in the hamlet and they're introducing the characters, I think is really slow.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that great, but once they got past that and they got into the Hunters Guild and showed like what levels of powers and stuff, like it's typical shonen. It got really interesting. Also, this series now has my number one for hottest female of the year. It is a character named I think it's Diamond Debonair, or Debonair Diamond.
Okay.
Her whole thing is that she's just like super muscle mommy, like super tall, really muscly. But her thing is that she's been cursed with body heat, so her body gets so hot that like other people can't touch her, like 120 Fahrenheit Celsius, whatever. But she trained so hard and her muscles are so immaculate that she can now control the heat, and the curse became her greatest weapon.
Wow.
At one point she like has to climb outside of a metal ship, and she makes her fingers so hot that it melts the metal, and she makes holes in the wall to like climb up. And I'm like, big titty muscle mommy. I think she's hottest of the year so far. I don't know, man. I think anime might win it this year. I don't know.
Oh wow.
I don't know. She's like right up my alley.
Okay.
Let's see.
Good to know.
But so far, Redhood's been really good. I think you could read the first like 3 chapters for free on the Shonen Jump app if you don't have the $1 subscription.
Yeah.
But that's been pretty good. And then the other one I've been reading, because I keep seeing, you know, like your Instagram Explore page, it'll like show you stuff you're interested in. I have a lot of like manga on there now, and the one I keep seeing is this one called Jagan. It's like JAG, like 7 A's and then an N. And the art looks really cool. So I was like, you know what? I'll give it a try. I'll see what it's all about. This whole thing is about Shintaro Jagasaki, and he is a local police officer in a small neighborhood.
Yeah.
And he is coming to the realization that what his life is turning into is fucking boring. He has a girlfriend, and he dreads getting married, being a cop for the rest of his life, having kids, and eventually dying, and having the dull, just mundane, to him, dull, mundane, streamlined life.
Okay.
But he's so, honestly, he's so Japanese that he can't complain about it. He just goes with the flow because he doesn't think anything can change. And he just kind of accepts his fate. When one day, I think it's not just in Japan, I think it's around the world, a plague-like rain of frogs comes from the sky. And what they do is that they can jump into people and then use them as hosts.
Okay.
And they then become fractured humans. And what happens is that the frogs feed off intense emotions from the people they inhabit and then turn them into monsters of their emotions.
Okay.
And for our main character, his whole thing is that in his head, he hates everybody, anyone who's annoying. He just like, I wish I could take my cop pistol and just fucking kill them, like just blow them away. And his power comes out in where his hand turns into a gun, right? There was another guy who is like a business office boss.
Yeah.
And his whole thing is that he thinks everyone's below him, and he verbally abuses everybody he works with. And when he gets turned into a fractured human, he turns into this guy who has like a razor whip tongue. So he kills people with his sharp tongue, right? Like that kind of thing. And the only reason our main character hasn't fully gone crazy is because the frog that got into his body was a tadpole. So it doesn't have enough strength to fully take over by its own will. But if he doesn't kill other fractured humans and then eat these like remains of the frogs that come out of them, he will eventually he'll lose his mind, and the frog takes over his body like a parasite.
Okay, interesting.
The whole story is absolutely wild.
Okay.
The art is creepy. It is definitely, I know what it's doing, where it's just like, this is the true nature of human. Like, if their emotions took over, this is what they would feel like, and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And, like, their negative emotion, it's very, in Japan, we can't say what we truly feel. So the manga is about what we truly feel coming manifest into a monster version of ourselves.
Right.
Right? It's kind of on the nose, but it's uniquely dark in that there is no... It feels like there is no redeeming quality to any character, even the main character, because his whole thing is still like, I just want to kill people because I think they're annoying and I don't want my life to be boring. Like, that's his whole motivation. Other characters they show, like delinquents who don't obey the law, cause trouble for other people. It is like the worst versions of those people. And I can see this going into a direction where it's just like, let's look at the depravity of our culture.
Yeah.
While I show you visually what your worst emotions would be. Right? It's a little on the nose, but the art is very good. And so far, the weird, like, obscure premise of frogs falling from the sky and people getting infected is very interesting. So I think hopefully once I get past kind of the setup of there are people with powers and people's emotions really are disgusting on the inside, it'll get
Yeah.
into something a little bit more interesting. But so far it's pretty good. So far I like it.
Cool.
And yeah, maybe I will read more. But other than that, in my week, it's been a lot of just like real life shit, like job hunting and resume editing and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
So yeah,
Sounds like fun.
and cookie clicker.
Still, huh?
I'm in the end game, baby.
What end game?
I'm in the end game of cookie clicker.
How are you in the end game?
I almost got all the upgrades.
You got a prestige.
Yeah, and I'm at like, what is it, 14 billion trillion prestige right now.
All right.
So I'm almost there. I'm almost at the end. I think my end game is just gonna be get all the upgrades and get as basically there's like achievements for like making a certain amount of cookies per second. If once I get the final cookies per second achievement, I think I'm done. I'm not gonna go for the weird.
Really?
Yeah.
You've come this far. Now you're gonna bail?
I got like 400 achievements out of like 500 and something.
Wow.
So we'll see how it goes. Weak. You want me to stop doing this? What?
I do.
Yeah, I got 397 achievements out of 532.
I see.
So we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
But yeah, that's been my week. What about you? What'd you do? What happened?
Did some things here, did some things there.
Oh, tell me about it.
Those kind of things. I said I went to the rec room. I went there. They actually had a sim racing league set up with iRacing on board, and they had a full motion system rig.
Okay.
And so I want to try it because they had better equipment than I do, and I was like, I want to see what I'm missing out on. And the one takeaway that I got was, and I've read this everywhere, pedals are the biggest difference.
So you're gonna buy new pedals?
So I'm thinking, well, I'm probably not gonna buy new pedals, but like, cause mine are fine. But it was just one of those moments where I was like, okay, I see. I know why people spend stupid amounts of money on pedals versus a wheel. Like, I think everyone buys the wheel because it's the big shiny object, because it's your initial grasp. But
initial grasp.
But pedals are definitely, I think, the biggest game changer for a piece of equipment.
Okay.
And so that was the coolest thing. Also, I got first place on the leaderboard, and then I was pretty happy with that. So it's like wicked.
I hope so. I would assume everyone in that rec room is hella casual.
There were some pretty competitive people.
We're not fast enough, baby.
Not fast enough. But I mean, it was Saturday night. I don't know why the fuck they'd be out there doing that.
Because what else are you gonna do?
Huh?
There's no clubs happening.
I'm just saying the people who are into sim racing are not out at arcades.
True. They're stuck at home.
Sim racing.
Yeah. True facts.
So that was that. I ended up playing that game. What is it?
Huh?
That one that I downloaded last week. Voice of Cards.
Oh, yes.
The Isle Dragon Roars. This is from that Nintendo Direct we saw.
I downloaded the demo and I went through the intro.
Yeah.
And I haven't played it yet. I just got through like this is a world of cards. I'm your game master.
Yeah,
like that section.
That's basically what it is. The one thing I'll say is, even though it was introduced on the Switch, play it on the PC.
Is there a PC version?
There's a PC version. And I only say this because in the PC version, the transitions between scenes are faster.
Oh.
Like, they're just hella faster.
Okay.
On the Switch, you can tell
loading.
There's loading.
Okay.
And it almost seems kind of questionable because you're sitting there wondering, why is this loading? It's not like there's much going on in this game.
Okay.
But there is loading. The way I would describe this game is that it is an RPG, but it's dressed to look like a tabletop RPG.
Sounds sick.
So it's very, very intuitive in that if you've ever played any sort of JRPG, you go to towns and you do this, do that. You go to shops. It has all that. It's just that it looks like a tabletop. And that's where that announcer comes in or the game master, because he narrates everything. He's the only voice in the game.
Cool.
He'll narrate every character, every attack you make, every decision you make. He'll do all of it. The game has a like the battle system has random battles,
Mhm.
and when you come in, you basically have cards, and you have gem counters, and you have different cards that have attacks that obviously need like every turn you gain a gem,
Yeah.
and certain cards require gems to use, and certain cards are free to use.
Mhm.
So that's how you use it. But then, of course, all the enemies have weaknesses and strengths, so don't use certain elements or certain attacks. You're in a party of 3.
Does it go in like as deep as like spearmen beat horses and stuff like that, or
They
is it
haven't.
more elements?
It's more element
Okay.
based. They haven't done that. If anything, they've said that like physical attacks definitely do more against, say, a magician,
Mm.
and magical attacks, I guess, would do
More against a warrior.
yeah,
Okay.
things like that.
Right.
So it definitely follows the traditional rules of an RPG, but because it's a tabletop RPG, it's just way more interesting to look at and to, I guess, experience. It's pretty cool. I think I will end up picking it up. The only thing I'll say is that the demo doesn't do a good job at conveying any sort of um, how can I put it? It doesn't really deviate from, or not that it doesn't deviate, but it doesn't really show any potential. Like it just has like this is the game. Like it is a linear story. Like
Mhm.
follow it.
I think considering the price point is it's what, $30?
Yeah.
I think that's the game.
Yeah, so like I don't know how I feel about that because I wish there was a bit more to do in terms of like exploration
Mm.
or customization. There's things you can do, but
It is a Yoko Taro game, right?
yeah.
So there might be some stuff in there.
Well, so the thing I'm expecting because it's Yokotaro is that the narrative will go wild.
Maybe you'll
Um
get some like meta thing where the dungeon master's like arguing with his wife or something.
Probably.
Right.
The music is definitely of that Yokotaro stuff, so it definitely has that it builds a good atmosphere around it. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. Just get it on the PC. And the one thing I didn't realize that would annoy me is I've never really played an RPG on the PC,
Mhm.
and I've come to realize that if I do, I have to play on a controller because being bound to the keyboard when you're not in sweaty gamer mode is annoying.
I've come to the conclusion that there are very few games I would rather play on a keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, like if it's competitive for sure, but anything else, no, thank
Yeah,
you.
I want
Like
to lean
no,
back in my
thank you.
chair with my controller.
Yeah,
Like
so
I play Fallout exclusively on my controller.
well, why shouldn't you? Yeah, that's definitely the way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a cool game. The other game I played was the Halo Infinite beta.
Oh yeah, I did the training area for this game.
Oh, you didn't play
I didn't
the
play like a match or anything.
because I was also playing Splitgate in the meantime, and Splitgate had their update that allows you to mantle over
Ooh.
obstacles now. Like I
Okay.
know you have the jetpack, but there are certain instances where you just if it's just a little too high, you can now mantle to it.
I thought no mantling was like a conscious decision, but I didn't realize it was like a feature waiting to be happen.
Yeah, so they put it in,
Right.
and the battle pass and stuff really makes that game give you way more cosmetic options and makes it seem more unique.
Yeah.
So that's how I've been playing. I've been playing Splitgate. But Splitgate, as much as I like it and I like the portal mechanic, the gunplay is very basic.
Yep.
Like it feels very basic.
Yep.
Halo is the opposite.
Okay.
Halo is you do not have all the crazy mobility of Splitgate,
Mm-hmm.
but they've put more of an effort into the, I suppose, the in moment combat, right? Your confrontation with another enemy, your whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm in. Like
For Halo, yeah.
like I think I'm like this is. I know Halo Infinite's multiplayer is free to play and it's
Yeah.
going to be fully supported by Battle Pass. I think this is going to be my shooter for the holiday season. Like
Ooh.
I am in. Like I
Okay.
love this game.
There is another beta this weekend.
It is. It does big team mode,
Mhm.
which or big team battle, which I think is 8-on-8, 16-on-16.
Mhm.
Yeah, in the beta right now, it's just regular arena, and I want to say that's 5-on-5,
Sure.
maybe 4-on-4. I can't quite remember. Anyways, it's so weird because it feels like the Halo I know, but I also know it's way different.
Can I play on Zanzibar?
I hope so. I hope so. But it's so good. Like they've really nailed down just the shooting mechanics.
Yeah.
You know, I would say it might be better than Call of Duty in terms
Okay.
of like, it just feels good to shoot a gun.
How are the map sizes?
They're a good size. They're not.
Is it like Blood Gulch big or
No.
like no vehicles?
Yeah. So in the beta, they had ones with there's no vehicles in the beta.
Okay.
So they're all very
Tight
tight.
quarter deathmatch
Yes.
style. Okay.
Yeah, and they've got lots of verticality because I forgot in Halo you have the moon jump, so you can obviously do that. They have power weapons. They have power abilities that you could pick
My
up.
brute
mid-match.
hammer.
Man, the sound design in this game,
Sick.
awesome. If you have like a good, I don't know, surround 3D sound setup, wicked. Like if you have good headphones, just that's the way to play.
Alright.
It's so good. Yeah, I had lots of fun. Like it sucks that the beta is restricted to certain days and then certain hours in each day.
Yeah.
That's the big unfortunate part. But if you can get into it, I recommend it. It's Halo's wicked. And I think I'm gonna be hooked.
All right.
Okay. They've really gone out and looked at what the competition is doing and they've tried to incorporate it into Halo while Halo still is well not changing the core of what Halo was, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I don't remember the hammer?
Yeah, the
Man.
gravity hammer.
Dude, the hammer's in the game and just
nice.
Wrecks people.
Energy sword.
I forgot that there's more than just the BR.
Yeah.
Like if the DMR, right?
The DMR is new, I think.
No, the DMR came in 4, I think.
Yeah, that's newer than Halo 2.
Okay,
so
fine,
it's
yeah.
new.
Right, yeah, it's new. But they also have one that's an automatic version of the DMR.
Why?
Like so it's an automatic, but it's just
OP.
boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom.
That's insane. Okay.
So it's pretty cool. And then they have the spike gun that you saw in the trailer.
Yeah.
That's wicked. They have
that's a power weapon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have one that's just you know Krillin's destructo disc?
Yeah.
They have that.
Hell
and
yeah.
That bounces off walls.
Nice.
So it's
Destructo Disc, strongest move in the whole
Yeah.
DBZ universe.
the game it looks great and it's very accessible in terms of its I guess PC resources.
Mhm.
So I'm trying like it'll support anything up to ultra wide screen at whatever frame rate you want,
Yeah.
whatever res, all the way down to like the bare bones.
And this is like a first party Microsoft game. Like,
Yeah.
of course they're gonna do that. Like, optimize that shit for the PC. Make
It's
sure it works.
yeah, it is super optimized and it's very very good. They've given you all the options you need so that you can always, you know, if you're one of those fancy kids who has those like 360 hertz monitors, definitely you can use that here. So
Damn.
it's good. I'm so hyped for Halo. I forget when the release date is.
Multiplayer is free. Who cares?
That's true. But I'm guessing it's November.
Yeah.
It has to be. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. Those are the games I played.
There's no way to play Halo 5 other than on Xbox One, right?
At the moment?
Yeah.
Just Xbox.
Damn.
Yeah, just Xbox.
Do I hook up my Xbox One again?
I don't know.
Because I kind of want to go through Halo.
Like the story?
Yeah. I went through Halo 1 recently, so I don't want to do that. But like 2 and beyond,
Yeah.
I think I want to do that.
Yeah, I never played 5, so I'd be interested to know what the story was.
Mhm.
But I don't know.
I just know I got the limited edition because it was like $10 at Best Buy because no one wanted it.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Cool. Yes, and then I watched 2 shows, or I finished WandaVision.
Oh, you did.
I
Nice.
finished all WandaVision. It took me like 3 weeks.
You must have hated it.
I didn't hate it. It's just WandaVision is an interesting show. In that, I think you already know the premise, but it's 9 episodes, and each episode is filmed as a different era of TV, starting in the 50s, working its way up to modern television.
Yeah.
And from that point of view, it's a really cool experiment. And watching what's her face, Elizabeth Olsen, act as a different like actor of each period is kind of awesome to see. Like she's definitely got the range to do it.
She got her acting chops.
Yeah, pretty much. She's the real deal, and that's the coolest part of the show. My problem is every episode, because it is a different it focuses on being a different era of television. That's where the focus is. And the story, like the greater Marvel story that you're there for, doesn't really happen until the last 2 episodes.
Okay.
Like the first 2 episodes are they play it completely straight-faced. You are just watching, like these might as well be 2 characters from the 50s in a 50s comedy.
Yeah.
And that's it. There is no this is the Marvel universe. They slowly start to hint at it in episode 3, and they gradually hint more and more till you get to episode 7.
Yeah.
But until then, I didn't care for the story they were telling in these TV shows
I
for me
don't
to stay hooked.
like when I remember the advertising for this show. I don't remember it being kind of like promised as anything else other than that. Other than it is individual story about Wanda and Vision's relationship.
But it's not that.
Okay.
Cuz the Vision's dead.
Is he though?
Yes.
All right.
This takes place directly after Endgame. So
Okay.
it's
How is he in the show then?
that's the thing. Like
Oh.
so
Okay.
you know that it doesn't matter what you're watching. There's a greater story in the background, and the show kind of lets you hang there for I think too long.
Okay.
But the ending, like the final 2 episodes, it really ramps up and it sinks your teeth back in if you are interested in the Marvel stuff. Because something I guess I overlooked was Wanda Maximoff is never referred to as the Scarlet Witch throughout the entire MCU run.
Yeah, it's always Wanda.
So is Wanda. She becomes the Scarlet Witch in the series.
Ooh, okay.
Like I don't know if that's a spoiler, but it's
probably not.
She's like like she gets a costume, she gets the powers.
Her powers are so underutilized in the movies.
It's because she doesn't have them.
Yeah, okay.
In this show, she gains them, which makes it more interesting in that I wonder how they can bring her back into the greater movieverse with those powers, but also introduce her as having this change for people who haven't watched the show.
House of M.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because she has one of those crazy powers, right?
Yeah.
And I guess her powers could lead to the whole let's rewrite the timeline.
Oh, to reset it for the next phase
Yeah,
or whatever.
Right, she has that ability, right? So it could be interesting.
No more mutants.
But there were cool stuff in this show. I think it's worth a watch.
It was the only Marvel show where I was like, I want to watch this.
Same. So. This was the one I wanted to watch the most until they announced Loki. But
that one, I thought people hated that show because he like made out with himself or something.
I don't know. I'll tell you when I get there.
All right.
Anyways, yeah, that was WandaVision. I think it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. That's what I'll say about it.
Okay.
The better show I watched, and I watched this like in 2 days.
Okay.
Was Squid Game.
I saw this on Netflix. I saw like the splash page.
Yeah, Squid Game is Korea's take on the Hunger Games Divergent sort of setup.
Okay.
Where a bunch of people are put into an arena to play games, and there's consequences like death to these games.
All right. What are the games?
So, I'll give you the setup. It centers around people who are down on their luck, usually in huge amounts of debt.
All right.
We're talking billions.
All right. Well, billions of won is different than billions of dollars.
You're right. It is different. But we'll say tens of thousands. Tens of millions.
Tens of millions.
Okay. Tens of millions. They're put into a game and they're told there are 6 rounds of games we want you to get through.
Mm-hmm.
The last one standing wins the prize pool. Okay. And the prize pool is the equivalent of like $1 billion. Okay. So it's a lot of money. The games they have to play are all takes on classic Korean children's playground games.
Oh, okay.
Only there's a twist where obviously you can die in these games.
It's that Bleach Power. The one captain where all of his Bankais are children's games.
Yes, yes. Right. So I'll give you the first one as just an example. It's called Red Light, Green Light. You have one player on one side.
Yeah.
You have everyone else on the other. Mm-hmm. The solo player faces a wall and says red light, green light, and then they turn around. Mm-hmm. When they're facing the wall, every other player has to run towards them or run past a line.
Yeah.
Right? But when the solo player turns around and finishes saying red light, green light, you have to stop. Mm-hmm. Stop moving.
Like red light, green light. Yeah.
If you move,
blow up.
You're out of the game. Like they say you're out, right? So that's how the kids version works. In this version, it's a bunch of adults, obviously, and I'm gonna slight spoilers here, but it's in the first episode. They don't really tell you the consequences of the game, but somebody moves, and it's like a slight movement, and there are snipers all around.
Nice
on the top, right. And they just blow people's heads out. So that's just the first example. The games do get far more severe, and the story definitely takes more of a the focus is on obviously the characters and their backgrounds and why they're doing this. There's
Mhm.
also a secondary plot line that involves a cop or a detective on the hunt for a missing family member.
Yep.
And what the greatest thing about this show is, I think, and this is kind of like why I think Parasite was a really good movie, in that it's able to, even though it's set up as a, I guess, suspenseful thriller,
Mhm.
it has a very easy time of blending other genres without giving you whiplash, without making you feel like,
Okay.
why are there comedic moments here?
Or bringing up other topics.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I think that's one of the strengths of the show. So that's how they get you in with the whole. You get very attached to these characters, and you start to root for them, and you feel like you're going along with them like you would playing games with your buddies, and that's why it means a lot more when shit goes south.
You explaining this show reminds me of a show called Kaiji. You
This
remember
sounds familiar.
Japanese anime? One of my Japanese animes.
Yeah.
This. Do you ever see this guy? The huge chin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's a gambling anime.
Yeah, yeah, I
and
know
it,
this.
and it has basically
Yeah.
the exact same premise.
Yeah.
As what you're talking about.
So that's it, right? They get people who have essentially gambling problems,
Yeah.
or people who just need to whatever win.
Yeah. It sounds like the show is not necessarily very unique.
No,
But-
it's not.
but it
like
is-
the concept is
Yeah,
not unique.
but it is executed very well.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And it is like all the characters are pretty great, or at least they serve their purpose to the story very well.
Okay.
I would say they even have a brown guy in there.
What?
Yeah.
Brown guys don't exist in Japan.
You know, they have an old dude, they have women.
I heard
they
the guy
have-
from Train to Busan is on a train again.
Yeah, so it's really good. The main character is the one that I struggled to like, but also I could never hate. Because when you watch this show, and you'll see it, hopefully the audience will agree with me. They've casted a guy who has a really good stupid face.
Okay.
Like, he has a very dumb looking face.
Yeah. That's really mean of you to say.
But his character is, I'm stupid.
Okay.
Like, that is his whole thing. I never got out of the alley I was raised in.
Huh.
Right? And my best friend's the genius who went to.
Oh, he looks a little bit older.
Yeah, they're
It's
definitely
like a
older.
dad.
Yes, he's a dad.
Okay.
He's a dad. He's very, very down on his luck dad.
Okay.
So I really enjoyed it. I blew through it in 2 sittings. One, I watched the first 4 episodes, and then I watched the last 5 episodes the next day. Great show. Might be my show of the year.
Really?
It is
Interesting.
fantastic.
Do you like it better than whatever that one show that came out, the Japanese show that was kind of similar, where they're in Shibuya?
Alice in
Borderland?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think the reason I like it better than Alice in Borderland definitely plays the whole "we're out here for ourselves" card way stronger, and because of that, you never get attached to anybody.
Because like anyone can go.
Anyone can go, and except for the main character, because you, in the back of your mind, you're always like,
It's got plot armor.
It's the main character,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But in Squid Game, I was so sad to see people go, and there's episodes that are just absolutely rough. And it's not because the show gets super gory, which it does. It just gets emotionally rough. Like, the hardest parts are when the characters know they're doing something bad, or when the characters know that they can't turn back after this. And I think that's the real strength of the show, I think.
Yeah, I was reading other things about the show too. It was apparently, I don't know if they're gonna be sued, or if they're planning on suing, or if they're getting sued.
Sure.
But the creators of the show are accused of plagiarizing a Japanese movie called As the Gods Will. Yeah, As the Gods Will. Where there's like, it's kind of the same premise, but instead of like people down on their luck, it's just like random gods come down and decide like these high schoolers need to play in a death game using, and the first game is red light, green light.
Oh, okay.
But if you move, you explode.
Yeah.
And I think another game is like cat and mouse and stuff like that. But yeah, every time I keep reading about it, when I hear about the premise and stuff, it sounds like it's been done before.
Yeah.
But all the online conversation about it is like, oh, it's so unique. It's
Yeah.
so this and that. And I'm just like, you guys need to watch more stuff, man. You guys come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah, it's definitely not a unique concept.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just I really enjoy this take on it. And there is like, how can I put it? There is parts to it that I think I really enjoy, and that no one's forced into this.
Mhm.
Right? This game is of your own volition, and they do.
How did they get so many people?
Hmm?
I guess I'd have to watch the show to figure out how they recruit, but
Oh yeah,
yeah.
even the recruitment process is like, no one is forced to be in this game,
Mhm.
and they have conditions in the game that even say, if you want to stop, if the majority of you says let's stop,
Yeah,
we will stop,
fill
and
out the
you go
conditions.
home.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
all go home.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to tell you how, like, if that actually happens, but they do make it a point to say you're here because you want to be here.
Mhm. And you're putting yourself through
And you're
this.
putting yourself through this.
Okay.
We're giving you the option to leave. No one's telling you that you have to do anything.
Mhm.
So it really must be on the line for these people, right?
Okay.
My only complaint is there's a side story that involves a cop,
Yeah.
and he's just rolling D20s all day.
Nat crits, baby.
Like,
Okay.
there are segments where you have to just ask, how did he do that?
Or how is he so lucky?
How did he get through this?
Okay, all right.
Like, what is his deal?
Is he playing like 4D chess? Like, what's going on?
It's not even that. It's strictly luck.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's just luck.
That sounds like a gag at that point.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I guess like throughout the series, he was the one area where I was like, come on, give me something else. Like, you can't just be that.
Yeah.
In the end, it kind of, I don't want to say it fully redeems that level of luck, but it does something where I was satisfied with how his character arc progressed eventually. So
Okay.
that was it. But yeah, Squid Game's awesome. I think you should all check it out.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, that was my week.
That's the show.
That's a show.
We did it.
We did it.
We said it was sparse, but we lied.
We did. We had a lot to talk about, apparently.
There you go.
So, thanks for listening. We'll see you next week with more stuff.
Yeah.